Good morning. My name is Richard Masser and I am the Chairman of the Global Board of Trustees at the Chartered Institute of Purchasing and Supply. My apologies for not being able to join you in person, but with the wonders of technology, I am able to deliver you a presentation through video. I would like to provide three elements to this presentation. The first element will be a broad summary of our recent Global Board of Trustees meeting at the beginning of September. The second element will be highlighting some of the key inputs of the Global Board of Trustees over the past 12 months. And the final element will be a personal message from me to you at Congress. So if we can start with the first element. Malcolm Croft, our Group Financial Director, made his presentation of the performance to the end of the third quarter, July the 31st, 2014, for the CIPS Group. I am pleased to report that we are very much on target and heading in the right direction for an anticipated net financial return in 2014. This represents a tremendous effort under David Noble's leadership, with the key leadership team and the support structures around the group. We then went on to review and agree in principle the operational plan for 2015. The operational plan is very much a support structure that sits behind the 2015 budget. This particular element of the plan highlights the branding, the value proposition, the way that the Institute will be presenting itself, the people, the system needs, and of course the financial summary that underpin the 2015 financial plan itself. So moving to this financial plan for 2015, the budget itself. This was reviewed and agreed in full by the Global Board of Trustees. And the point I would like to make here is that this plan is very much a plan that's been put together by the team. This is not a one-man presentation, but very much a collective effort of the key leadership team as a whole and their support structure. The headlines of that plan are extremely encouraging for 2015. We see a very substantial increase in activity and in revenue based upon the predicted outcome for 2014. We see a significant increase in the NFR, the net financial return, again based upon the expectation of 2014, which is in itself achieving the target that was set previously. A boost to cash reserves, which is a very positive step, and a very tightly controlled set of support costs sitting at a record low for the Institute. These elements collectively underpin our objectives and balancing our commercial agenda with our ever-increasing public good. To have balanced growth built upon previous core successes, and to be recognised as the voice and authority of the standard and the profession around the world. As the Chair of the Global Board of Trustees, I am entirely confident that under David Noble's leadership, he and his team will deliver a very successful 2015 that we can all be proud of. I would now like to share with you some of the highlights over the past 12 months which have involved the Global Board of Trustees in the wider context. Firstly, the strengthening of the Code of Conduct and the introduction of the ethics test. CIPS Code of Conduct has become the benchmark for ethical procurement and supply practice around the world. In response to ethical behaviour scrutiny in recent years, the GBT has strengthened the Code of Conduct to reinforce the standard expected by CIPS members. We have also seen the introduction of an online ethics test, which I am pleased to advise has over 5,000 people already registered. Of particular note is the increasing interest from the public sector in terms of ethical behaviour, the need to reduce bribery and the need for greater transparency within supply chains. Moving on to the concept of licensing. In recognising the need for the profession to be formally licensed, to raise standards in procurement practice, increase accountability and protect the public good, the GBT has approved the concept, framework and journey towards licensing the profession. All trustees have personally supported and publicly endorsed the licensing route and the regulation of the profession. On to the chartered member grade, which is closely aligned with licensing, but also a different concept in its own right. Following a positive consultation exercise with CIPS fellows, past presidents and various industry representatives, the GBT approved the formal submission to the Privy Council for a chartered member grade. The chartered member grade is intended to become established as the recognised assessment of the highest level of competence within the profession, strengthening CIPS's position as a leader and authority in procurement and supply, but also providing confidence and reassurance to would-be employers that an individual CPD is also being closely monitored. An award will reflect an ability to make decisions in complex situations, to manage change, to operate efficiently in complex multi-tiered supply chains, be ethically and socially responsible, and be up to date with the latest thinking. We have received over 160 letters of encouragement and support from senior procurement and supply directors and from public sector officials from around the world. The name change is another very important element for which the GBT has had input. The GBT approved the formal submission to the Privy Council of a name change from the Chartered Institute of Purchasing and Supply to the Chartered Institute of Procurement Supply, on the basis that this new title more accurately reflected the activity of the modern day operation. Procurement indeed reflects a much wider remit than purchasing and also reflects a greater level of activity within organisations as a whole. This is subject to Her Majesty's formal approval on the 8th of October, and we remain hopeful that this will be merely a formality. Setting up a new in-country model is another very important step that the GBT has been involved with. The CIPS has the potential to increase its presence in many countries around the world, as we see our products and services successfully replicated around the globe. In recognising our objective to build an environment where CIPS is considered as the global standard and professional leader, and with international development being the single largest opportunity for the Institute's prosperity, the GBT approved a formal approach to developing our in-country presence to ensure maximum success. This includes signing off both the CIPS Africa and CIPS Asia Pacific regional strategy, while maintaining a very clear focus on our operations in the Middle East. And the final point I'd like to share with you is also the launch of the global standard at the Middle East Conference in May 2014. This was the culmination of a tremendous amount of effort and is a major landmark for CIPS. And finally, my personal message for you at Congress. I feel strongly that the International Congress meeting that we held back in March 2014 in London was a tremendous milestone of success and progress. The spirit of cohesion was embraced by all who attended. Barriers were broken down and the level of engagement was tremendous. The sessions were informative, relevant and open, but two-way communication in my mind was key. Everyone was included and it was clear to see that all attendees were energised and enthusiastic. The workshop outcomes now form an integral part of our organisational framework. I felt truly inspired from the event and the level of engagement and enthusiasm from everyone who attended. We have a wonderful and strong chair in Nikki Bell, who unfortunately has been unwell. But she has my full support, and of course we wish her a very speedy recovery. The key point in my closing message that I would like to make is this. We have a Congress, we have a global board of trustees, we have a key leadership team under the leadership of David Noble, we have a support structure around the world, and we have many stakeholders. But the point is this, no one element is more important than the other. It's the cohesive bringing together of all those different stakeholders that make the whole success of our institute and our profession. And we must continue to approach the way that we work in this way. Let's harness that energy, that enthusiasm, and let's achieve positive outcomes together. I wish you all a truly wonderful Congress meeting and look forward to seeing you all again at some point in the future. Thank you.